Thank you. I do need to say, Mr. Miller, it was nice to see him tonight because I've known him for many, many years, and he said that he's been volunteering and working in the district 48 years. So and I think all of it was at Palm Beach Lakes High School also. So our next item on the agenda are committee reports and student government report. Our student representative, Gabriella Hodling, is out ill tonight. So her report is attached to board docs for your information. We now move to committee reports. The Academic Advisory Committee and the Audit Committee meetings are also in writing for you. The next one is the Court Committee, Construction Oversight. Mr. Doctor.
Good evening, Chairman Shaw, board members, Superintendent Tavosa. My name is Lou Doctor. I'm here representing your Construction Oversight and Review Committee with a report from our February 15th meeting. 11 Cork members were present at the meeting, obviously representing a quorum. In terms of the agenda, we reviewed PC1, pre-qualified vendors under construction purchasing, one new vendor and 5 renewal vendors were presented. We recommended they go forward on consent. PC2, John I. Leonard High School cafeteria modernization. This is the full construction for the cafeteria. It's important that it get approved tonight so the work can be done over the summer and the cafeteria will be ready when the children return to the school in the fall. It was approved by a vote of 11-0. In addition, there was a court discussion about our participation in the process of vendor approvals, and that'll become an item in future conversations, and if we feel any policy changes are necessary, we'll be working with staff and get back to you. PC3, debris cleanup for disaster recovery. That motion was approved on consent. PV4, the adult education construction at risk. First Amendment. The motion authorizes the demolition portion of this particular project. And the project is proceeding according to plan. The construction award will follow after the successful completion of this phase, and that was recommended approval by a vote of 11-0. And finally, under program management, PM1, Seminole Ridge Community High School cafeteria. That motion was approved that it go forward by 11-0. This is the initial phase of the cafeteria update and renovation, and this will be followed by subsequent proposals as the project proceeds. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Dr. Robinson.
Thank you, Mr. Doctor, and thank you for your continued volunteerism. The item court participation in the selection process was discussed. Is there a problem in the opinion of court?
There was a discussion about Cork participates in the vendor review process, and then Cork as an entire group votes on it. So the question was whether some Cork members have 2 votes versus 1 vote, and whether that should be a normal procedure or whether we should be taking another look at the process. So there was no problem with the project itself, but the question was whether it's time to take a look at the process and make sure we all understand and agree with what's happening.
Okay, may I follow up?
Dr. Robinson.
So I think at first blush I understand what appears to be the concern. I just hope that we don't make a move to have to disallow court members from participating, because I think it's very important that that there is more involvement and not just the bureaucrats, if you will. And so I don't know how that's resolved, but I just wanted to make that point. I won't go into committee work here, but I think it's important that Cork representatives serve in that way.
Of course, only 1 Cork representative serves on the selection committee because 2 Cork members would be a violation of our ethics, and then the entire Cork reviews it at the end. Concerning length of time, I can't believe it. I've been here before you for 19 years.
Mr. Barbieri.
Since Dr. Robinson brought this up, I was going to bring it up as a discussion item at a future meeting, but I've checked with the Inspector General's office, the General Counsel's office, the Treasurer's office. All of them believe that that advisory committee members should be ad hoc or non-voting members of selection committees. And I'd rather get into that discussion later, but I represent all of you at Cork, and I was going to bring it up later to discuss all the facts that, I know that the Cork members, some of them are not happy that I suggested to them that I thought a policy change should be made. I wanted to discuss all that with you, and so you would know my thoughts on it, since I've sat on Cork for the last 10 years as your representative. So if you don't mind, we'll save that for another time when I can put it on for discussion, and I can tell you the reasons why I believe there should be a change in our policy.
Okay, thank you. Lou, again, from everybody, thank you so much for 19 years.
Thank you.
That concludes our committee reports. We now move to speakers on agenda items and delegates. So we have a few, so I will call 3 at a time.